camp. Heard about some lady named Selma and some blacks. Somebody put their fingers in the president's ears, and it wasn't too much later they came out with Johnson's wife. I remember the book depository where they crowned the king of Cuba. That's all.
I'm here tonight with They Might Be Giants, or half, or actually nowadays it's kind of less than half, I guess.
Yeah.
But 1/5 of They Might Be Giants with Mr. John Linnell here. How you doing, John?
Hey, Rexx. How's it going?
Nice to see you in Syracuse. You guys were in Ithaca last night?
No, actually, we were in Kingston, Rhode Island last night.
Kingston, Rhode Island.
At the University of Rhode Island.
And how did that go?
It was good, good. We had a good show. You know, we're doing a bunch of local, you know, we're still sort of in our tri-state, 5-state, I don't know, region, doing some local East Coast shows in the middle of our Don't Tread on the Cut-Up Snake World Tour 92, and after we're done with these shows, we're going to Japan, and that'll wrap up the whole year.
Love sees love's happiness, but happiness can't see that love is sad, that love is sad. Sadness is hanging there to show.
You seem to have developed more of a loyal following and indeed a bigger following since 1987. Do you think that's the case, or?
Well, I think it might be the other way around, that we have a bigger following so we can play in a bigger venue.
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I'm just kidding you. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, we've come back and we've got a bigger crowd, and we're playing in an enormous cavernous room tonight.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a personal preference for one or the other? I mean, do you like smaller venues? Or?
I guess the thing is that we you know, both John and I think the whole band feels like it's a more fun, you know, thing to play with an intimate crowd, you know, in a little setting, you know, and it's easier to make it sound good, and there are all these things about it that are nicer, but we have a big audience now, so we really have to kind of, you know, satisfy a larger group of people.
The love of life. Some things God says to like. Art men is bad, but cause a little pain. They cause him pain. They'll need a crane. They'll need a crane to take the house he built for her apart to make it break. It's gonna take a metal bar hung from a chain. They'll need a crane. They'll need a crane to pick the broken ruins up again, to lend her heart, to help him start to see a world apart from pain.
In spirit, we haven't really changed very much. You know, we've always considered this kind of a personal project. You know, we're just doing music that we like, and it's very homegrown. We've just come up with our own idea of how to put together, you know, records, and that's what we've always done. You know, we're a lot older than when we started. We've been doing this for almost 10 years now, and so I think I think we've probably worked out some things. You know, we've grown. One of the strengths of our music is that there's a lot of variety, you know.
Right.
So I wouldn't want to pick out one song and say this is the best one, because it's really complemented by the other ones, you know.
Right.
The stage set and the videos are sort of part of this design style, I guess, that Mr. Flansburgh is mostly responsible for, which is really, I mean, it actually started out as this kind of easy and inexpensive and very gratifying way to put together a stage set, which was we'd take pictures, photographs, and go to this place in New York called Giant Photo, appropriately, and you just give them whatever you want to have blown up, and they'll make an 8-foot by 12-foot reproduction of it. And it's cheap, We could do some other. We have tried some other stage sets this year. We also had an enormous scrim earlier this year with stuff painted on it in paint that only showed up under ultraviolet light. So we tried other stuff out, but there's just something very pleasing about gigantic photographic blow-ups.
Start. This is the worst part. To believe for all the world that you are my precious little girl. But don't let's start. I've got a weak heart and I don't get around how you get around.
So there's nothing anything that jumps out in your mind that you can say this is probably the best album to come out this year, or best album ever made, or
yeah, no. See, that's the problem. It's the same thing as with what's our favorite song,
right?
I mean, that there's this thing. They did it in England for a long time. I think I've heard of it here, where they ask you if you were on a desert island, what 10 records you'd pick, and I think I'd kill myself if I were on a desert island with only 10 records. That would just be unbearable.
I know that
you get sick of those 10 records,
right?
That's for sure.
Right. After a while, so you're pretty much influenced by everything, and that's what you listen to. Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, we try to keep our ears open. Yeah, I like things that I haven't heard yet. I guess that's the short answer.